Okay, so hello and welcome to Live at 5 with me, Hatha yoga teacher Lesley Wilson. So I hope you've all had a good day. I know the garden's certainly had a good water today, so I don't even think I've stepped outside. In fact, no, I haven't stepped outside the front door because it's just been a bit grim, hasn't it really? So I've been indoors, making some phone calls, doing some paperwork and just generally kind of updating myself on things like how to host Zoom, etc, etc. So yes, I'm going to go sit on the mat, see who else joins me. Hopefully I'll have a few more than yesterday, or some more than yesterday, that would be good. And hopefully you can see me all right and you can hear me okay. So yeah, not long now till I go back to work, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing my clients because sitting here in a room talking to my phone is a little bit strange, but there you go, it is what it is. So we're going to be working with our breath with the mudras, the Hatha mudras or the hand gestures, and I'll show you what these are. So I'm going to come a little bit closer to the camera to show you what these gestures are before we actually open the class. So the first hand gesture or Hatha mudra we'll be working with is chin mudra. So we connect together the forefinger and the thumbs and extend away the other three fingers. Quite simple, probably the best known mudra that we use in yoga. We're then going to move on to work with chinmaya mudra. So we keep the forefinger and thumb connected and we tuck the three fingers into the palm of the hand. After that we come into Adi mudra, so we open the hands up completely, pop the thumbs in the palm of the hands and wrap the fingers around. And then finally coming into Brahma mudra, so connecting together those two fists somewhere in front of the abdomen, but we'll be seated when we do this. And don't worry if you've missed the first couple of minutes of this live, because I will go through the how to change the hand gestures as we work with the breathing practice. So I'm going to get started now. Let's begin. Namaste and welcome. So our pranayama this evening is the breath with the mudras. So let's bring the hands into chin mudra. You want to be seated in a nice comfortable seated position. You don't have to be cross-legged. It's literally however is comfortable for you. So just trying to bring the spine nice and straight, maybe lifting the crown of the head, and then we're going to close the eyes in a moment. Bring the hands into chin mudra first of all, so connecting together forefinger and thumb, extending away the other three fingers. And then let's just gently close the eyes. So we're breathing smoothly in and out through the nostrils. No need to control the breath. Just allow it to occur naturally. And then just allowing the breath to settle. Trying to just come into this present moment. I know thoughts will come and go, but just acknowledge them and let them pass on by. You can come back to them later. So you may find that the awareness, as in whereabouts in the body, the physical body, you feel the breath, whilst the hands are in chin mudra, is the lower abdomen, in the belly. So try and imagine the belly is a bit like a little balloon that blows up when you breathe in and then deflates as you breathe out. We're going to change the hand gesture, the Hatha mudra now, to chinmaya mudra. So keep the forefinger and thumb connected. We're just going to tuck the other three fingers into the palm of the hands. And then just allowing the breath to settle once more. And you may find that the physical awareness where you feel the breath within the body has now moved up to the rib cage. So just focusing on the ribs expanding and contracting with every breath. So we're now going to change the hand gesture once again and come into Adi Mudra. So let's open up the hands. Tuck the thumbs into the palm of the hand and then wrap the four fingers gently around the thumb. So you're creating a soft fist. And continue to breathe in and out smoothly through the nostrils. And you might find now that the awareness has moved up to the top chest, the clavicular area. Just the gentle rise and fall of the top chest. And then finally bringing the hands into Brahma Mudra, so connecting those two soft fists just gently somewhere in front of the lower abdomen. And then just once again allowing the breath to settle. And you may find that you feel the breath now, the physical awareness of the breath is in all three of those areas, so lower abdomen, rib cage and top chest. And then we can release this pranayama, this breathing activity, release Brahma Mudra with the hands, and then we can just pop down onto the mat for a short relaxation. So just making your way down into Shavasana, your best version of Shavasana. So you can stretch away the legs if the lower back allows you to do so. Make sure you've got a nice big space between the heels, just allow the feet to flop apart. Otherwise, if that's not right for you, bend the knees, take the feet nice and wide and allow the knees to just fall in together. So have the hands resting a little way away from the sides of the body, palms turned up towards the ceiling, fingers are nice and gently curled. And then if you wish to, lift the head, look down the centre of the body, rest the head back down on the mat, gently close the eyes. And then just have a few natural, spontaneous breaths here in Shavasana. And then just checking in with the body this evening, just seeing how it feels. Any areas of tension or stiffness, just try and allow them to relax and soften down into the mat. So we'll be shortly beginning our floor-based stretches and warm-ups. So we're going to begin by hugging the knees in towards the chest. Now let's clasp the hands around the outside of the shins. Ease out the back, so just gently rocking from side to side, head and knees going in the same direction. And then we can start to ease out the neck as well. So head going in one direction, knees in the other. And then we'll come back to centre. Place the two hands on the kneecaps. With both knees going in the same direction, we're going to circle the knees. So smooth, slow circles with the knees, just warming up the hips, lower abdomen, lower spine. And that lower spinal area is getting a little gentle massage as well if you keep the circles big enough. And then we'll go back the other way. And then still circling the knees, but we'll send them off in opposite directions now. Okay, let's bring the knees back to centre. Place the 2 feet flat down on the mat with the heels just underneath the buttocks, making sure you take the feet so they're hip width apart. And then bring the arms down by the sides of the body, palms facing downwards. We're going to warm up with a gentle pelvic tilt. So this is just the rocking backwards and forwards of the pelvis in synchronisation with the breath. So when you breathe out, round the spine, tip the pelvis forwards. Breathing in, arching the spine, lift the back of the waist, tip the pelvis backwards. Breathing out, rounding the spine, pelvis comes forwards. Breathing in, arching the spine, and the pelvis tilts backwards. So just continue in this way with your own breath. And then we can release this activity with the spine, come into a neutral position. Just keep the knees and feet where they are, hands where they are. We're going to move on to work with the bridge and then the flowing bridge. So make sure that you keep the face looking directly ahead whilst you're working with the hips lifted. And then the next time that you take a breath in, push down on the soles of the feet, the backs of the arms and the shoulder blades. Lifting the hips up as high as you can. And then when you breathe out, just roll the spine smoothly down, one vertebra at a time until the hips reach the mat. So breathing in, lifting up, so you can feel that in the glutes and the thighs and the lower back. And breathing out, just rolling smoothly down. So just continue in this way with your own breath. And then the next time that you take a breath in and lift the hips up, float the hands up towards the ceiling and take them all the way back to the wall behind you. And then when you breathe out and lower the hips, float the arms back down by the sides of the body. So breathing in, lifting up, arms up and back. And then breathing out, lowering everything gently back down. And just a few more of these now with your own breath. Remember, keep looking straight ahead. And then no need to rush or hurry, but the next time that you breathe out and lower the arms and lower the hips, you can release this activity. So we're going to take the arms out wide at right angles to the sides of the body. Remember, if you don't have enough space, then you can just bend the elbows, take the arms at 90 degrees. So you can either keep the feet firmly on the mat, or you can hug the knees in towards the chest, whichever suits you best. And the next time that you breathe out, take the knees over to the right. And if the neck and spine feel okay with that, you can turn the face to the left. Just hold it there, keep breathing. So if this doesn't feel okay for the neck, then just keep looking up at the ceiling, it's fine. You're still getting that twist. And ideally, both shoulders should remain on the mat. But if one has to lift, probably the left one. It's not the end of the world. Take a breath in, come back to centre. And then as you breathe out, take the knees over to the left, turn the face to the right. Just keep breathing. And then take a breath in, come back to centre. We're going to do one more to each side, so breathing out, knees back over to the right and the face to the left. And then take a breath in, come back to centre. Breathing out, take the knees back over to the left, turn the face to the right. And breath in to come back to centre. Okay, so let's stretch away the legs now. Take the arms back down by the sides of the body. I think everyone can see me still, hopefully. So we're going to do some supine cycling. We haven't actually done this since I've been teaching online. I'd kind of forgotten about it until I was flicking through some old lesson plans. So we're going to begin with the right leg. So now you can draw that right heel up towards the right buttock along the mat. And then we're going to hug the knee in towards the chest. We're going to straighten that right leg and then lower it all the way down to the mat. So right heel to right buttock, straighten the leg and then lower. Right heel to right buttock, straighten the leg and lower. Couple more. Right heel to right buttock, straighten the leg and then lower. Last one, right heel to right buttock, straighten the leg, and then lower all the way down. So keep working with that right leg. Give it a little bounce first of all. We're now going to do that in the opposite direction. So we're going to take the straight right leg up to the ceiling now. Bend the knee in towards the chest. Place the heel on the mat and stretch that leg away. So straight leg up to the ceiling. Bend the knee and then extend away. Straight right leg up to the ceiling. Bend the knee and then stretch away. Couple more. Straight right leg up to the ceiling. Bend the knee. Stretch away. Last one. Straight leg up to the ceiling. Bend the knee and stretch away. So you can give the legs a little bounce now. So we're going to move on to work with the left leg. So let's draw the left heel towards the left buttock. Hug the knee into the chest. Straighten the leg and then lower the leg. So draw the heel to the buttock, straighten the leg, and then lower. Left heel to left buttock, straighten the leg, and lower. Left heel to left buttock, straighten the leg, and lower. Last one, left heel to left buttock, straighten the leg, and then lower. Give the legs a little bounce, and then we're going to work with the left leg still, but in the opposite direction. So we're going to take the left leg up to the ceiling, bend the knee in towards the chest, and then extend away. Left leg up to the ceiling, bend the knee, and then stretch away. Left leg up to the ceiling, bend the knee, stretch away. Left leg up to the ceiling, bend the knee, stretch away. One more. Left leg up to the ceiling, bend the knee, and then stretch away. So you can give the legs a little bounce. It's really good for toning the thighs, and yeah, I can feel that now. We're going to feel that tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to hug the knees in towards the chest now, and then we're going to rock up into a seated balance, hopefully. So I'm going to move back a little baby bit there. Okay. And then we can release the hands from underneath. And then we're going to lean back slightly and take the legs out. Now, if this is too hard with the legs straight, feel free to bend the knees. The abdomen is still working, and then extend the arms out to the sides. So coming into Navasana, the pose of the boat. And then we're going to bring those knees in towards the chest. Rest the head on the knees. Keep the feet lifted if you can as you come into Cosmic Egg. So try not to let the feet touch the mat once again, stretching back into Navasana, the boat. And then back into Cosmic Egg. And then one more time into Navasana. And then back into Cosmic Egg. And now you can let the feet rest on the mat. So let's stretch away the legs. Give them a little bounce. So we're going to come into Dandasana. Now I can see from looking at myself on my phone that my back is a little bit rounded. So Dandasana looks really easy, but it's actually quite a difficult posture to hold. It's very strong. And I remember working with it when my husband joined me on the mat a few weeks ago, and he really struggled. Okay. So you need to make sure that you come onto the sit bones for Dandasana, and then we're going to try and straighten that spine, so roll the shoulders back. The hands just come and rest on the mat, so depending on how long your arms are, if you've got shorter arms than me, they'll just be beside, but they're not taking any of the weight. So I'm just going to bring my hands a little bit forward. I've got very long arms, toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Some people find it easier to hold this if they are activating the thigh muscles, so you can have a try with that. So you want to try and bring the shoulders really far back. Imagine that the shoulder blades are sliding down towards each other. And you might find that you feel that in the lower back, or these muscles here that support the spine. Really, really good for posture. The crown of the head is lifted. Your dristi, or your focal point, is just softly ahead of you. So just try to hold that for a couple more breaths if you can. It's actually quite tough. And then relax down. Oh, that's better. Right, so I'm going to turn around this way so that you can see what I'm doing. And we're going to work with some, just a few postures to help keep the joints moving. So we're going to begin with the right leg, although I'm aware that on Facebook and I think possibly Instagram Live, that's round the wrong way, so I apologise for that. You'd think after 3 months of teaching on here I'd be used to it by now, but okay, so I'm going to clasp my hands underneath my right knee. And then it doesn't really matter if you're breathing in or out, but you want one movement with each breath. So breathing in or out, you can draw that right knee in towards the chest. And then another breath as you extend that leg away. So just coming back in towards the chest and then stretching away the legs. So don't let the foot touch the ground, keep the leg lifted. It's really good for toning the thighs as well as keeping the knee joint nice and flexible. We'll just do a couple more of these. And you may recognise that some of these postures that we're working with are from Paramuktasana Series 1, which is the anti-arthritic series in traditional Hatha yoga. Okay, so we're going to keep that knee hugged into the chest now. Keep working with the knee joint. And then we're going to draw some circles with the foot, although mine probably looks more like an egg. So the hip's not moving, it's just the knee that's doing the work here. And then try and keep the spine upright as well, and then we're going to work in the opposite direction. So just keeping that knee joint nice and active. Okay, and then we're going to stretch away that right leg. So you're probably feeling that in the right thigh right now. You can give me a little pat. I've almost forgotten how to do that. And then we're going to do the same with the left leg. So draw the left knee in towards the chest, and then remember either inhalation or exhalation, doesn't matter, one breath per movement as you extend that left leg away from you. And then bringing it back in towards the chest and extend away. Back into the chest, extend away, back into the chest, extend away, back into the chest. One more, extend away, come back into the chest. Okay, so keep those hands clasped around the back of the left knee, and then once again, keeping that knee active, trying to keep the hips still. We're going to draw circles. So try not to let the spine collapse. It's really easy to allow you start to lean back and round the spine and then back the other way. So trying to stay as upright as you can. And these might seem quite simple if you're watching them, but if you're actually taking part, you'll know that this is really working those muscles in the thighs. So we're going to stretch that leg away once again. Let's give them a little bounce now. So we're going to move on to work with the hip joints. I'm just going to see how we're doing for time. Yep, we're good. So I'm going to bring the right foot, place the outer edge of the right foot on top of the left thigh, and then you can support that right foot, taking hold of it with the left hand. So you're going to have the right hand resting on the right knee. So as you breathe out, push that right knee away. Now it may or may not reach the floor. Breathing in, allow it to come back. And if you watched my husband trying to do this, he was kind of up here. So everyone is very different. Breathing out as you push away. Breathing in as you come back. Breathing out, push the knee away. Breathing in as you come back. Breathing out, push away. Breathing in to come back. Breathing out, push away. Breathing in to come back. Couple more. Breathing out as you push away, and then breathing in to come back. Okay, so we're going to bring that knee up right now, bring it in towards the chest, and then support the knee as you straighten the right leg. You can give the legs a little bounce. So we're going to work with the same thing on the left side. So placing the left foot now on top of the right, thigh. You can hold on to that left ankle if you wish. Left hand resting on the knee or somewhere on the thigh, wherever's comfortable. Straighten the spine and breathe out. Push the left knee away. Breathing in, allow it to come back. Breathing out, push away. Breathing in to come back. Breathing out, push away. Breathing in to come back. Breathing out, push away. breathing in to come back, breathing out, push away, breathing in to come back. One more, breathe out, push away, breathe in to come back. Okay, so bring that left knee up, support the back of the left leg, and then you can straighten that left leg. Give the legs a little bounce. So those were what we were working with there, was called the half butterfly. So we're now going to work with the full butterfly. So taking the feet now, bring the soles of the feet together, match up the pads of the toes, the balls and the heels. So we're going to draw those feet in nice and close towards the body. So ideally, we're going to use the elbows or the upper arms to help encourage those knees down towards the mat. Now you sit here and you may think, how are her knees that close to the ground? Lots and lots of yoga, lots of practice and being very open in the hips. Now if you're up here and you only kind of get this much movement, that's fine, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you're keeping those joints mobile. So just taking the knees to wherever they are comfortable, and it doesn't matter if they're on the floor or they're up near your elbows, it's fine. So I'm going to have to round my spine slightly because I have got quite open hips, but you might find that you're here, in which case it's going to be easier for you. So as you breathe out, you're using those lower arms to encourage the knees down towards the mat. And then when you breathe in, you just allow them to come back to where their natural resting place would be. So breathing out, ideally the spine would be straight, but because I'm opening the hips, my arms aren't long enough. And then breathing in to let them come back. So breathing out, push them away. And breathing in to come back. Couple more, breathing out, push them away. Breathing in to come back. Last one. And then let's just take, now we're going to come into Baddha Konasana, our cobbler's pose. So we can take the hands now and wrap them around the outside of the feet. So you want to take the knees as close to the ground as is comfortable for you. And then bring the feet in as close to the body as is comfortable. Try and keep the spine nice and straight, and then you're just going to look down at the toes. This is our cobbler's pose, Baddha Konasana. And then just having a few breaths here. Okay, and then we can come out of Baddha Konasana. I'm going to turn back round sideways again. And then we're going to stretch away the legs, give the legs a little bounce. We're going to work with Janu Sirsasana, or head to knee posture, or a hamstring stretch in layman's terms. Okay, so stretching away the left leg first of all. Maybe you can bring the right foot in nice and close to the groin, allow that right knee to drop out to the side. However, if that doesn't work for you, then feel free to have both the legs extended. Make sure you've got a nice big space to put between the heels. It just eases the pressure on the lower back. And then making sure that we come onto the sit bones and trying to keep the spine as straight as possible. Left toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Have the hands resting on the left knee, thigh, wherever's comfortable for you. Take a breath in, straighten the spine. As you breathe out, ease the left side of the chest down towards the left thigh. And we're going to keep breathing. So just breathing smoothly in and out through the nostrils. And then just encouraging the chest towards the thigh by using the breath. So you can, as you breathe in, you can just lengthen the spine, move the chest forward. And when you breathe out, you might find that you soften down a little bit more. And it's important to keep breathing. So you should be feeling a stretch up the back of the left thigh on the left hamstring. And then take a breath in, lift the head, slowly come on up now. So we're going to bring this right knee up and place the right foot on the outer edge of the left leg. So we're going to be working with a twist. So you can either keep that left leg extended if you wish to. Otherwise, if you prefer, you can bend the left leg, tuck the left heel underneath the right hip. bring the right hand down behind the right hip, and then you're going to bring the left elbow to the outer edge of the right thigh. Extend those fingers up towards the ceiling on the left hand. Take a breath in, straighten the spine, and as you breathe out, start to twist from the waist. Turn to look over the right shoulder, just hold it there, keep breathing. And then take a breath in and come all the way back round to centre. So let's uncross the legs now, stretch them both away, give them a little bounce, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. So bring the left foot into the groin, allow the left knee to drop out to the side, or you can have the legs extended, space between the heels, making sure that you come onto the sit bones. Hands resting on the right leg, and then right toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in, straighten the spine. As you breathe out, start to ease the right side of the chest down towards the right thigh. And then again, just allowing the muscle to become accustomed to being stretched in this way, using the breath to help you soften down. And then take a breath in, lift the head and slowly start to come back up. So coming into our twist again now. So let's just bring that left knee up, left foot on the outer edge of the right leg. So if you had the left leg extended on the other side, you need to work in the same way on this side. Otherwise you can tuck that right heel underneath the left hip. So bring the left hand down behind the left hip this time, right elbow to the outer edge of the left thigh. Breath in, straighten the spine. Breathing out, twisting from the waist. Pardon me, turn to look over the left shoulder. And then take a breath in, come all the way back to centre. So we're going to come from here into Madhyasana, the pose of the cat. So coming onto the hands and knees, quite important when working with the cat. Looks really simple, but quite a few little checks to make. So making sure that the weight is evenly distributed throughout the whole of the hand. So it's not just on the heel of the hand, that's how you injure your wrists. So making sure that you're gripping the mat with your fingers, the underside of your fingertips and bottom of your fingers, and the middle finger is pointing towards the top edge of the mat. So just a quick check down, so make sure that your knees are underneath your hips, and take the feet so that they're the same width apart as your knees. So if you look down and you can see them, they're probably a little bit too close together. So we're just going to have a bit of cat stretch and breath warming up now. So breathing out, as you round the spine, bring the chin towards the chest, and then breathing in, arch the spine. Lift the head, lift the tailbone, drop the waist. Breathing out, round the spine. Breathing in, arching. And then just continue with your own breathing. And then coming into flat-backed cat, our neutral position. So we're going to work with some cat balances. So you might want to bring the knees a little bit closer in together and the feet as well. So we'll extend the left leg out behind us now, that's probably gone off shot, and then the right arm will come out in front. So nice straight line for the whole of the body there. So quite a bit of core strength required for this, and then we're going to lower everything down back to the mat. So same on the other side now, so extend the right leg out behind you and take the left arm out in front. And again, nice strong straight line if you can. And then lowering back down. So we're going to mix that up a little bit now. So take the left leg out behind you, right arm out in front. So once you've got your balance, bend the left leg, reach that right hand back, take hold of the foot, lift the leg, keep the arms straight, head is lifted. And then we'll lower everything gently back down. And then we're going to do the same on the other side now. So take the right leg out behind you, left arm out in front, bend the right leg, reach back, take hold of the right foot, and then we're going to lift that leg, keep the arms straight, lift the head. And then lower everything back down. So we're going to come onto the abdomen now to work with some floor-based back bends. So just being very careful, being mindful. If you do have any injuries with your back, then you need to be very, very careful indeed. And just working with your own personal point of resistance. So if you know that you've got a back injury or you've got quite a sensitive back, then just working with whatever feels right for you. And if none of them feel right for you, just don't do them. That's the easiest way. That's one thing you've got to remember, is that I can't adjust you, and obviously you can't ask me any questions, so just be mindful, listen to your own body and just doing what your body feels right doing. So we're gonna work with a bit of a twist, not a twist, that's the wrong thing to say, a cobra. So when we work with Bhujangasana, normally we come into it, so we're going to work with a gentle cobra and come in and out with the breath. We're going to count this breath as well. So we're going to do it nice and slowly. Bring the hands so that they're either side of the chest, just underneath the shoulders. Now this is quite strong on the upper arms as well, so it's really good for toning the upper arms. You're going to bring the forehead down to the mat now, and then we're going to breathe in and we're going to lift the head and the shoulders. When you can't lift anymore, that's when you start to push down with the hands. And then we're going to gently breathe out and come all the way back down. Okay, so we're going to do a few of these, but we're going to count them this time. We're going to come up for the count of 4, and then we're going to come down for the count of 4. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. And breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Let's do a couple more. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Okay, keep the hands where they are, and then we're going to come up, push back into a child's pose. Now normally that's quite a fluid movement, but I've got limited camera access, so you can make a little pillow of the fists and rest the head there. Alternatively, you can bring the forehead to the mat and take the arms down by the sides of the feet, allowing the shoulders to drape over the knees. So always important to do a counter posture when you've worked with back bends. And then we're going to tuck the chin in towards the chest, and we're going to slowly uncurl, coming up to a seated position. How are we doing for time? Oh, okay, we don't have long. So, I think we're going to have to mix it up a little bit now. So I had planned some standing postures, but I don't think we've got time before relaxation, so I'd hate to see you miss out on that. So we're going to work with our vinyasa flow instead. So let's bring the hands into Anjali Mudra, prayer position at the heart centre. So as we breathe in, come up onto the knees, stretch away the hands up towards the ceiling. Breathing out, sit back down on heels, stretch the hands away, forehead comes to the mat if it reaches. Breath in, come up into cat. Separate the feet, tuck the toes under. Breathe out into down dog. Breath in, come back to cat. Breathing out, sit back into swan. Breath in to come all the way up onto the knees. Bring the palms of the hands together and breathing out back to starting position. So breath in to come all the way up. And then breathing out into swan. Breath into cat. Separate the feet, tuck the toes under. Breathe out into down dog. Breath in, back to cat. Breathing out to swan. Breath in to come all the way up. Bring the palms of the hands together and breathing out, prayer position. We'll do one more of these. Breath in to come up. And then breathing out into swan. Breath into cat. Separate the feet, tuck the toes under. Breathe out into down dog. Breath in, back to cat. Breathing out to swan. Breath in to come all the way up, palms of the hands come together and breathing out, Anjali Mudra. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple of add-ons now that you can choose whether or not you want to join in. So the beginning starts the same, and then as we come into, so we're in down dog, and then you've got two choices. You can either wait here in downward facing dog, alternatively you can swing through into plank. So keep that body nice and straight, and then lovely straight line, keeping the elbows tucked in now. As you bend the elbows, chaturanga, and then come into a gentle cobra. Tuck the toes under, push back into down dog, and then from there, carry on. Oh, sorry, I've got a cat's hair off the mat. Oh, okay. That'll teach me to chaturanga so low, won't it? Anyway, so if you wait in down dog, then you can join back in as we move back into cat, and so on and so forth. So if you find that you can't sit back on the heels, then you can start up on the knees like this. So bring the hands into prayer position and then come up onto the knees. Stretch away the hands up to the ceiling. And then coming down into your swan. And then coming up into cat. Separate the feet, tuck the toes under, straighten the legs into down dog. You can stay in down dog or swing through into plank. Keeping the elbows tucked in, and chaturanga. Cobra. Tuck the toes under, push back into down dog. So if you've been waiting for the rest of us in down dog, you can drop onto the knees, join back in, coming into cat. Sit back into swan. Come all the way up onto the knees, bring the palms of the hands together and finish in prayer position. Let's do one more of these. So come all the way up and then sit back down on the heels, coming into swan. Come up into cat. Separate the feet, tuck the toes under, push back into down dog. Stay in down dog if you wish, otherwise swing through into plank. Elbows tucked in, spine nice and straight. Chaturanga, cobra, tuck the toes under, back into down dog. If you've been waiting in down dog, join the rest of us as we come back into cat. Push back into swan. Come all the way up onto the knees, bring the palms of the hands together and finish in prayer position. Okay, lovely. Right, so coming into a seated comfortable position now. As I say, it doesn't have to be cross-legged, it's however you are comfortable. And then we're going to start circling the shoulders. Nice big shoulder rotations. And then go back the other way. And then relax the shoulders down. So let's take a big breath in now. Squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. And big sigh as you let them fall away. Breath in and squeeze. One more time. So we're going to drop the chin to the chest. Let's take the chin up to the right shoulder. Bring it back down to the chest. And then up to the left shoulder. And back down to the chest. Once more up to the right shoulder. Back down to the chest. Once more up to the left shoulder. Back down to the chest. And then let's lift the head. So we're going to take the right ear over to the right shoulder. And come back to centre. Left ear over to left shoulder. And back to centre. Right ear back to right shoulder. And back to centre. And left ear back to left shoulder. And back to centre. And we're going to turn the face all the way round to the right. Come back to centre. And all the way round to the left. Back to centre. Once more round to the right. And back to centre. And once more round to the left. And back to centre. So maybe just bring the chin towards the chest once again. And then we're going to lift the head. So being very careful and mindful of your neck, just allow the head to just tilt back slightly. Now if you open and close the mouth a couple of times, you might even find a yawn. I probably will myself, so let's give it a go. Straight away. And then when you're finished, just make your way down onto the mat for Shavasana, into Shavasana, for your final relaxation. I'm well known for yawning my head off when I do that in my face-to-face classes. Just thought I'd share that with you. So just coming down onto the mat, coming into your best version of Shavasana, your relaxation posture. So maybe stretching away the legs if there's no lower back problems. Nice big space between the heels. Allow the feet to just flop apart. So if that causes you an issue with your back, then please feel free to bend the knees, take the feet nice and wide, allow the knees to fall in together. So just take the arms so that they're a little way away from the sides of your body. Have the palms facing up towards the ceiling, but no tension or strain in the hands. Hands are nice and relaxed. It just means the fingers are nice and curled, just gently. And then if you wish to, you can lift the head, look down the centre of the body. Rest the head back down on the mat, and then that should bring the head into alignment with the spine and also lengthen the back of the neck and tucking in the chin. So you probably have already done so, but if you haven't, just close the eyes. Nowhere for you to be, nothing for you to do. Just a few moments, a few minutes of gentle relaxation. So taking the awareness to the body now. Any areas of tension or stiffness, and try and imagine them softening down into the mat just a little bit deeper. So really feeling that connection with the mat, all the physical meeting points between your body and the mat that you're lying in. And then just taking a few slow, steady breaths. Thinking about how the breath feels after your practice. Just thinking about if it feels any different from how your breathing was at the beginning of the session. And then take your awareness down to your feet. I'm relaxing my feet. My feet are relaxed. I'm relaxing my ankles. My ankles are relaxed. I'm relaxing my lower legs. My lower legs are relaxed. I'm relaxing my hips. My hips are relaxed. I'm relaxing my waist. My waist is relaxed. I'm relaxing the front of my body. The front of my body is relaxed. I'm relaxing the back of my body. The back of my body is relaxed. I'm relaxing my hands. My hands are relaxed. I'm relaxing my arms. My arms are relaxed. I'm relaxing my shoulders. My shoulders are relaxed. I'm relaxing my neck. My neck is relaxed. I'm relaxing my face. My face is relaxed. I'm relaxing my mind. My mind is relaxed. I'm relaxing my entire being. My entire being is relaxed. And so it's nearly time to end this final relaxation. So just gently starting to wake the body up in just small movements at first. So just wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. And then slightly larger movements, so circling the wrists and circling the ankles. And maybe roll the head from side to side a couple of times. Just waking up the neck. Maybe you fancy a stretch and a yawn. And then just rolling over onto your preferred side with the eyes still closed, and just stay there for a few more moments. And then just in your own time, in your own way, just making your way back up to a seated position. And then we'll finish. Om Shanti. And thank you. Okay, so thank you once again for watching and taking part if you have. So I will be back at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Remember, these are going to come to a bit of a wind down as I go back to work. So, but I do appreciate all the support that everyone's given me, you know, for the last 3 months. So I'm going to turn off Instagram. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And then Facebook Live. Thank you all for watching, and I'll be back at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Have a lovely evening. Have a great day tomorrow, and see you at 5 if you fancy a stretch. Bye.